week after week, calling other people hate preachers, even though he supports Abdullah Faizal, and he is a liar. Everyone, go to YouTube, search Abdullah Faizal, Adnan Rashid. Adnan Rashid supported this terrorist recruiter. Abdullah Faizal is a terrorist recruiter. He has been found guilty of inciting murder, and since after finishing his sentence, he has continued to recruit for ISIS. And yet Adnan Rashid was at his sermons and was telling the Muslims in the crowd, we must support the brother. It is very good to receive his knowledge. Everyone can hear, can see whether I'm a liar.
He hasn't even seen the video, no videos, nothing.
Don't trust me.
He's making stuff up,
whether or not the video exists.
Show the video, come on.
Did he ask Adnan about this?
He did, and he refuted it.
What did he say?
No.
He denied that he was there.
What did
lied.
Adnan say about what this opinion?
He didn't actually mention these opinions.
No. This opinion.
Right now, he didn't mention.
You mentioned a video. Is Adnan in that
Waste
video?
man.
Yes,
Waste man.
You can see his face.
Waste man.
You can hear his voice. You can hear his voice, and someone else calls him Hey Adnan. Because you can recognize his voice, and someone else calls him Adnan in the video. Fine.
I'm here, and anyone who watches my videos knows my views very clearly. What I think of extremists and terrorists. Extremists like him. He's an extremist.
Hate.
He's a hate preacher.
That's false.
Hate, guys.
That's a lie.
This is my view.
I've never supported Abdullah Faizal.
I'm with hater. My t-shirt would say I'm with hater.
Now you're making an allegation that I supported someone who is now, not in 2003, not in 2003, who is now on trial for recruiting terrorists,
No,
right?
that's false. That's wrong.
Okay, when was
he was in trial in 2003 for inciting murder.
That's
Okay.
not recruiting terrorists. Are you listening
and
to
so
me?
is that okay
Are
that
you
you
listening?
supported
You
him
never
for
said it's okay.
inciting murder?
You never said it's okay.
So why are you
Obviously,
splitting
you never
hairs?
said it's okay.
He was
As
jailed
I
for
said, I can only
inciting
talk to you
murder.
if we will have a conversation. Are you
Okay,
willing?
well I'm not going to let you lie.
No,
If you want to run away,
no,
that's
I'm not
fine.
gonna lie.
I'm
No, can we
not.
move there?
No, my primary objective is to show
Talk
people
lies and
that they
crap
will look at
and
the
make
video
themselves.
themselves.
James.
I know that's not what you want.
Yeah.
James.
But people are going to check for themselves whether
we
I'm a
gonna have a
liar.
conversation?
No dialogue. He
You
don't
don't need
want
to
that. He wants to
listen to me.
hate.
You don't need to
He
listen
wants
to
to
him.
hate.
You can
He
go
wants
onto
to
YouTube
hate.
and
Are
search
we
going to
Adnan
hate?
Are
Rashid,
we
Abdullah
going to-
Faizal,
are we going
and
to-
you will see a video
I wish
of
this guy-
Adnan
He wants to
Rashid
just
You don't want to
saying,
talk.
He wants to
support
talk. Nobody
Abdullah
believes
Faizal.
You want to
Okay,
come. You want to come.
Go on YouTube and look at the evidence.
James,
I have told everyone
I
about
want
the
you to talk.
evidence. Go on YouTube, search Abdullah Faizal, Adnan Rashid, and you will be able to see for yourself
I'll
whether
protect
or
you,
not
James.
Adnan Rashid
I'll protect you from
told
Adnan.
people
Adnan,
to
no,
support
don't.
Abdullah Faizal.
So I'll start with a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once Aisha radiallahu anha was with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that is there any lucky person among the Sahaba whose good deeds are more than the stars in the sky? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiled and said to Aisha radiallahu anha, it's Umar. Umar radiallahu anha, his good deeds are more than the stars in the sky. And Aisha radiallahu anha was really surprised and That's the last question. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Brothers and sisters in Islam, I don't know if sisters can hear me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala khairul anbiya wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, I'll start with a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once Aisha radiyallahu anha That's the last question. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Brothers and sisters in Islam, I don't know if sisters can hear me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala khairul anbiya wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, I'll start with a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once Aisha radiyallahu anha Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala khairul anbiya wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, I'll start with a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi allazina istafa. Amma ba'd.
Very much. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Ma ba'd. A'udhu billahi samir alim min ash-shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udkhulu fi as-silmi kaffah ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بني الإسلام على 5 شهادة أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة والحج وصوم رمضان أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام ثم قال عليه الصلاة والسلام بلغوا عني ولو آية. Respected brothers and sisters,
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Ma ba'd. A'udhu billahi samir alim min ash-shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udkhulu fi as-silmi kaffah wa la tattabi'u khutuwati ash-shaytan innahu lakum aduwwun mubin wa qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati al-khulafa ar-rashidin al-mahdin min ba'di. Aw kama qala alayhi salatu wasalam. Respected brothers and sisters, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for attending this.
thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Ma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, dear friends,
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala khairul anbiya wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, I'll start with a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once that night you spent with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the cave, give me that and take all my life, take all the deeds of my life, and just give me that one night. So the ones who are sitting at home will never be equal to the ones in the court. Now look at you brothers, about 50 of you, I can see about 40 of you at least. Yes? Now it's easy to come and listen to the lecture, but I know it's very hard to implement it physically. When it comes down to when the test of Iman comes, you might think, oh, the kuffar media is there. They will take our picture. They will put us in the salah. So what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the greatest. Allah is the protector. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. That's what we believe in. If we have iman on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we believe that Allah will protect us. Regardless where we are. If you won't get caught in this today, tomorrow they will come and knock your door. Now this case is very important for Muslims because this is the first step. This is the first step to make Muslims' life hell in this country. We all know that. I have no doubts about it. If anyone's got doubts about it, go and find out. This case is very important, and this case needs our support. We have businesses, we have lives, we have children to take to school, but this case is important. Allah does not give opportunities like this every day for Muslims to come and join him. Now look at the story of 3 Sahabas. They did not go to jihad with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not speak to them for 40 days just for not going. And they were sincere, they were not munafiq. And most of us not even sure of our iman. We pray our salah. Do we have khushu in our salah? Do Allah want our salah? When the knowledge has to be implemented. One of our brothers is on trial. The kuffar are attacking him left, right and center, and we're watching. Make dua for the brother. Make dua for the brother. May Allah protect him. What about yourself? What about yourself? When Allah knows what you have learned, what you know, and you haven't implemented it, Allah will ask you about the knowledge you had. Allah will ask you that you knew what's going on. What did you do about it? Just make dua. Like the munafiq used to say, oh, it's too hot in the desert. We can't go and fight. It's too hot, we'll die. It's the same as Allah will not put you in the same situation. Every time comes with its own sophistications. The time is sophisticated, the war is sophisticated, ideologically, subliminally they have effect on our brains, that they have too much of information, they have too much of media, they have everything behind them, and they're going to do us somehow. No! Allah is with us. If we're in haq, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. So rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and go and help your brother. If you don't, Allah will take you out. Somehow, Allah will take you out. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that anyone who did not make jihad in his lifetime, and he knew the importance of it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make his life until the Yawm al-Qiyamah, and he will be answering to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the knowledge he had. We all know the importance of this. Now I explained to you that the one sitting at home can never be equal to one going to the court. Like Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, when he was in the cave with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there were 100,000 Sahabi at Hajjatul Wada. 100,000 Sahabi, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu.
So all the trustees, they use the Kafir system to fight the truth and to fight the believers.
The first ayah of the said the son will be followed by the moon, which is a female will be followed by the male.
Yes.
I was confused because I assumed where it should be another way around. Where the Quran is saying.
No, it means that it doesn't look good for a woman to go proposing to men. She should be laid back.
Sure.
Okay. That's the last question.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Brothers and sisters in Islam, I don't know if sisters can hear me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala khairul anbiya wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, I'll start with a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once Aisha radiallahu anha was with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that is there any lucky person among the Sahaba whose good deeds are more than the stars in the sky? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiled and said to Aisha radiallahu anha, it's Umar. Umar radiallahu anha, his good deeds are more than the stars in the sky. And Aisha radiallahu anha was really surprised, and she was expecting Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to answer that it's Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And she said, what about my father Abu Bakr? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, are you trying to compare Abu Bakr's radiallahu anhu good deeds with the stars in the sky? Are you trying to make the stars, are you trying to judge his good deeds with the amount of the stars in the sky? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, his 3 nights in Ghar Thawr with me, Umar's all life, all the good deeds he done in his life cannot match Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu's 3 nights Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewarded Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, and how he recognized himself being in Ghar Thawr with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just to give him moral support, just to be with him there, just to be with him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loved Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu so much, and he forgave all his sins. So Sheikh is in a problem today. His trial is going on, and no brothers are turning up to the case. And we come to listen to his lectures. When we go to the Jummah, where he goes for Jummah, there are 500 people there. But when we go to the court, there are only 20 people, or maximum 10-15 people turning up to the court. So our salah, our zakah, and our sawm are I'm no one to judge, but I'm saying only Allah knows if they're being accepted or not. But our salah, when our brother is in problem, and we're ignoring that, and we're not even putting our attention to that, and we're praying salah, and we're paying zakah and sawm, only Allah knows if it's going to be accepted in these circumstances. The biggest fight today, one of the biggest fight we have today, to support the brothers who are in problems, right? So Sheikh Faisal, he's got his trial going on, and his barrister was saying that he was complaining that none of the brothers are turning up. What's wrong with the brothers? Are they too scared of kuffar? Or what's the reason why they're not supporting you in this? So what my request to brother is, volunteer to come to the court to give moral support to the Sheikh Faisal, as it's one of our biggest duties in this time, and reward will come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to support a brother in a problem. Like I just gave you an example of a book. Allah loved him so much for this reason. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, any Sahaba or Umar radiallahu anhu, all of his life is good. Anything he's done in his life cannot match the 3 nights he spent with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just to be there, not to do nothing, just to be and sit down with him. So us going to the court and supporting Sheikh Faisal morally, only Allah knows what the reward is going to be for that. But I'm 100% sure, the brothers in problem and us supporting us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will love us for that, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide us for that, inshallah ta'ala. So my request to brothers and sisters is to support Sheikh Faisal as much as they can, by any means necessary, inshallah ta'ala. There is nothing more important than this. Because we're here to listen to his lecture, we should at least give this much of time to the court as well. Because Sheikh is in a big problem. So I hope all the brothers and sisters will appreciate this fact, inshallah ta'ala, and we will see some improvement in this case. Barakallah fi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
There's somebody coordinating that who, you said, giving the support. What is one wants to go there to support it? Is there somebody coordinating we can speak to? Yes.
There are some brothers who are doing it, and there are some brothers who are doing it, and there are some brothers who are doing it. Now look at you brothers, about 50 of you, I can see about 40 of you at least, yeah? Now, it's easy to come and listen to the lecture. There are some brothers who are doing it, inshallah ta'ala. So,
If anyone interested, please stay behind after the other and leave.
Inshallah. Barakallah. Assalamu alaikum. Sisters, inshallah, you should remember from the last time that we had coordinated demonstrations for the Shaykh. At the moment, all we're expressing is, inshallah, just appear and just, increase the numbers. Because, the first media attention that the Shaykh got, the first articles and reports on the television, it took a great deal of pride stating the fact that he only had a handful of supporters. So if his defense are saying, where's the support? And if the media is grinning and saying that he hasn't got any, then subhanAllah, the duty is incumbent on us. And I can't stress it enough to the brothers. You know what your position is, and as individuals, we may, be able to do so much, but as a unity, we can do so much more. So, obviously it's time for us to just get our acts together. I must admit to the brothers, I've been very angry with, the turnouts. I've been upset, I'm thinking, what is going on? Here we are, we're all here together, we're embracing each other, we're doing our salat in ranks. And as soon as one of us is in trouble, we're turning our backs and deny it as much as you want. But, the fact to say that you have to work, in my opinion, is not excuse enough. Because if you're, or should I say, when you're in the same position as the Shaykh, what are you going to do? If everybody else is just neglecting you. So, subhanAllah, just do what you can and just make sure you turn up at least one day. If you just commit to one day to say you're going to appear at the court, alhamdulillah, and that's one day we'll fill the gallery. So, inshallah, assalamu alaikum.
I came out of the Birmingham Central Masjid. There was a guy standing outside. He had a big brown box full of video cassettes. It was called Massacres in Bosnia and Croatia.
The videos featured disturbing footage similar to this Bosnian TV footage of a bloody massacre in Sarajevo.
The video was very explicit. I mean, it actually showed pregnant women with their stomachs cut open, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was shocking.
Shahid says he travelled to Bosnia in an aid convoy, a core member of an extremist group, but became sucked into the mentality by listening to their preachers. He was further radicalized by images of wars against Muslims and the deaths of innocent Muslim civilians abroad.
When people are able to relay to you powerful stories of suffering and oppression from around the world, and they can use one common binding theme, that these people are Muslims who are suffering, then I realized that I feel exactly like those people. I feel as abused as they do. I feel as helpless as they do. And you just transfer that angst, you just transfer that sense of grievance. For someone like me, who didn't even know where I fit in.
His cousin had tried to radicalize him. He said he had watched videos of extremist preachers like Anwar al-Awlaki, intended to have a strong emotional impact on vulnerable young people like him.
Post the image inside you that these are the true audience. When I was feeling emotional just watching these videos, you watch the Taliban, the Al-Qaeda, you watch these sort of videos and you'll think you'll have some sympathy for them, thinking that look, these don't know how to fight, they're representing Islam. That's how you feel, but obviously later on, start understanding that, look, this is not how it's supposed to be.
These men are those men who took Jerusalem in July 1099 CE. They made their way from France all the way down to Jerusalem to take this city from the hands of Muslims. And when they took the city, they slaughtered and massacred anything and everything that moved. Albert of Aachen, a crusading chronicler, a historian for crusades, he writes that when our men took the city of Jerusalem, they took Muslim children by their souls and dashed their heads against the walls.
Muslims can have peace again in India. They're not threatened by the British, the Marathas and other anti-Islam forces. Zaman Shah took an army and he came to Peshawar with his army. And Tipu Sultan was preparing his army. And then Iran attacked Zaman Shah from the behind, from Herat, and he had to return to protect his own domain, and Tipu was left alone again. So this story is very long, brothers and sisters. The point I want to make is that there are individuals in our history who believed they could fly, and they did great things. They did great things. They left a great legacy for us to look at and take lessons from it. We are living in times of turmoil. Islam is being demonized on a global scale. We are made to look like the problem. When you land on American airports, you are treated as terrorists. You are looked as a problem. You are not treated as humans. In Europe, Islam movement is on the rise. I live in Europe. I live in Britain. I know what's happening there. I know what's happening in Germany. I know what's happening in France. Right-wing parties have come to power and they want to drive the Muslims out. On TV channels, they are saying things about Islam you would never imagine 10 years ago. 10 years ago. We need to believe we can fly like the Sahaba and like those people we look up to in our history, and then we will fly. Thank you so much for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
For example, all humans know alcohol is bad. It's bad. Yes? It is bad. How do we know it's bad? Not because you get drunk and you fall around. No. What it does to the society. Most violence in the West is directly linked to alcohol consumption. लोग शराब पी के एक दूसरे को मारते हैं. जितने क्राइम्स वीकेंड पे होते हैं मगरबी दुनिया में पूरे हफ्ते में नहीं होते. पूरे हफ्ते में लोग काम कर रहे हैं सुबह 9 से 5 तक. दे आर बिजी. घर जाके सो जाते हैं. वीकेंड पे बाहर आते हैं, शराब पीते हैं, दे किल ईच अदर. Okay. Yes, I made that post, but I made that post on Facebook. So if you go to Okay, now historically speaking, the Western civilization committed massive atrocities around the globe. If we start looking at what the Spanish did in South America and Central America, or even in North America, and what the American civilization or the American empire did to the Native Americans, or what happened in Australia to Aborigines, what happened to the Native Americans in Canada, what happened to colonial subjects in colonies in India, for example, or what happened to Africans during the Atlantic slave trade, what is happening today, the foreign policy and the amount, in the last 30 years, about 20 million Muslims have been killed in conflict. Okay, and this is happening because of these misunderstandings and xenophobia and Islamophobia. And you see, what we do not find with Western leaders to this day, as civilized as they may pretend to be, Western leaders of Western countries, the most powerful countries on the planet,
Go to YouTube, search Abdullah Faizal, Adnan Rashid. Adnan Rashid supported this and was telling the Muslims in the crowd, we must support the brother. It is very good to receive his knowledge. Everyone can hear, can see whether I'm a liar.
He hasn't even seen the video, no videos, nothing.
Don't trust me.
He's making stuff up, making stuff up.
My video knows my views very clearly. What I think of extremists and terrorists. Extremists like him. He's an extremist.
Hate.
He's a hate preacher.
That's false.
Hate, guys.
This is my view. I'm going to expose these liars, him, Steve, and other Islam haters in the park who have nothing, no agenda. He knows my views.
You can search Abdullah Faizal, Adnan Rashid. You will find several videos uploaded by a variety of people showing Adnan Rashid in Abdullah Faizal's lecture theatre just after he's given a sermon. And then Adnan Rashid says on the video, kind of, brothers, or like there is a good hadith of the Prophet, etc., etc. Why are we not supporting our brother? It is very easy to receive the good knowledge from the brother. It is so easy to do this. But why do we not go to the court and show our support for the brother? And so I'm asking, why would he tell? I don't mind, but like, why would he tell Muslims to support a person spreading terrorist views like those who want to go to Jannah, paradise? It's easy, just kill a kafir unbeliever. By killing that kafir unbeliever, you have purchased your ticket to paradise. This is what Abdullah Faizal said in one of his tapes of one of his.
Why are you reading this stuff? This is not me.
Because people,
I never said
because people will know about who you supported and who you told Muslims to support.
I don't know.
Everyone to know this guy is a Tommy Robinson supporter. So
No,
whatever in the future, whatever thing, even though you claim even though it doesn't matter, you still have this stigma.
there's no doubt that James is part of that machine which peddles poison against Muslims and causes other people to commit murder against Muslims. He's part of that machine.
What he is doing now, he is trying to manipulate the non-Muslims against Muslims. That's what he's trying. He's trying to manipulate another killing in somewhere else. So those people who are killing Muslims, what they do, they will civil hate. They are twisting the text. He never quote the verses of Persian. The hate preacher of this guy. So if Tommy Robinson is something, this guy is far further than Tommy Robinson. I have 3 minutes.
So this liar, please do forgive me for being harsh to him. I'm usually not that harsh. The reason why I'm so harsh with this particular individual is for one reason. He is a known Islamophobe online. He just wants to peddle hate. He wants to selectively choose things without substance and paint them as he feels is the right way to do so.
It's not me in the video. You cannot see me in the video. There is a voice which is clearly tempered. Anyone with 2 brain cells, firstly, in that video I cannot be seen. It's a very cheap job done by you or someone else or Steve or I don't know. I don't know where the video came from. There is some dodgy footage in which you cannot see me, number one. There's a reason. Can you imagine someone filming, a person talking and not filming? There's someone talking, there is sound, and you cannot see the person, right? Number one. There is no Adnan Rashid in the footage. Number one. Number two, there is sound. That sounds like me. That sounds like me. Firstly, I do not remember where I was in 2003. How old were you in 2003?
How old was I in 2003?
How were you?
13.
13.
Yes.
Do you remember where you were on the 15th of February 2003?
I would be able to remember whether or not I attended a terrorist sympathiser's lecture.
Okay.
I would remember whether I had attended Abdullah Faizal's lecture.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Can you remember whether have you
one...
ever attended Abdullah Faizal's lectures?
Wait.
Because I predict that people will see you lying and more evidence will come forth.
Can you tell me one, because in a year you have 12 months and each month consists of 30 days. Can you tell me one major event you attended in 2003? Can you remember?
No. But I would be able to remember I would be able to remember what I did not do.
Shame on you.
I would be able to remember what I did not do.
For,
I would be able to remember I
something.
never jumped out a plane in 2003. I never attended an Islamic lecture in 2003. I didn't attend an Islamic lecture.
You did.
Was I dead? What is this? It's silly.
You did. I saw footage and I could hear your voice. It sounds like you.
Then bring the footage.
It's someone who sounds like you.
Everyone can check. Everyone can check this footage.
I'll bring the footage.
Everyone.
Wait.
Go to YouTube. Search Abdullah Faizal, Adnan Rashid. It will be one of the first page of results. You'll be able to clearly see it. There are several videos you can watch.
Okay.
All of them you can hear his voice. And at the end, someone calls out to him, "Hey Adnan." Okay?
How convenient!
First of all,
convenient! Oh, Adnan Rashid.
Because he was actually there, and he's pretending, and you're claiming, he's claiming that he does not remember whether he attended Abdullah Faizal's lecture.
Let him finish. No, let him finish.
Okay, but we won't be able to hear it here. Sure.
We just YouTubed it and Googled it, there's nothing there. No, it's nothing there.
To prove to you we're not running away from what you're
I'm standing here. Yeah. I'm talking to you.
Have you got another page for that, bro? Or something else like Pat B?
Have you got it?
You ought to do better.
Okay.
Come on, bro. I expect more from you.
Let's shoot himself on the foot.
I think he's already done that for the first time he opened his mouth. That's the problem.
You got it. That's you true.
It's called butt hurt.
Where is it? Can you not find it? Wait. He can't find it. Where is it? Play it. Show me where I am.
This is a volume. Yeah, but no one here will be able to hear it, like, because it's such a small phone. No. Everyone, go to YouTube yourself.
Okay.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? the video?
I've listened to it. Yes.
Are we able to hear?
Yeah. You listen to it. Yes. And everyone else who can't hear it, everyone in the crowd who wants to check whether or not Adnan Rashid supported Abdullah Faizal, who was convicted for inciting murder.
Oh, by the way, and even he
go to YouTube and search Abdullah Faizal. Abdullah Faizal, Adnan Rashid.
He even admits.
Okay. The problem is, why do you keep going on the same bandwagon? We all got the point.
Because I want people to check the evidence for themselves.
See, repetition is not going to make your case any stronger.
Because the evidence, this is the case. It's a simple, strong case. I don't need to do much. I don't need to do much.
Who's the judge?
All I need to do
Who's the judge?
All I need to do is tell people.
The problem
to
is
look
this
at the
guy's
evidence
is mentally not okay. It's clear that he cannot have a conversation, right? I'm trying to have a conversation with him. Yeah. Wait.
It's I'm
standing here. Are you saying his voice?
It is recognizably Adnan Rashid.
At the court, it's going to be recognized.
No, in this video.
Wait. Actually, in that video, I cannot be seen. It's a very cheap.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala khairul anbiya wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, I'll start with a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once
This liar, this liar, he just wants to peddle hate. He wants to selectively choose things without substance and paint them as he feels is the right way to do so. He is a known Islamophobe online.
I grew up in this religion. I studied it 16 years in the Moroccan schools. I speak Arabic. I was teaching Arabic in Egypt. So I know what I criticize. But if you, as Greek people, if Westerners, European people say the same as me, they tell them, oh, you are an Islamophobe. It means you are a racist. So shut your mouth.
So shut your mouth. So shut your mouth.
Islamophobia does not exist. Islamophobia as a concept or even as a theory does not exist. Phobia means irrational fear. Nobody is afraid of Islam as a religion sitting in a book. Okay? If I put a Quran in front of you, will you start to fear? Will you run away from me? So this whole notion of Islamophobia is a political game. It's a political game, and it only works in societies where people are weak-minded, morally and intellectually bankrupt.
But when people like us have this speech, they cannot say we are racist. Okay, they may say we are the home Arab or self-hating Arab, I don't know, but it's not very serious, okay? So those people, the fundamentalists in the countries where Islam is the religion of state, where they have the power, in those countries, if you criticize their religion, they just put you in jail or kill you. But in Europe, they have no legal tool to shut your mouth. So they accuse you of being Islamophobe, then racist.